Hello. Hello and welcome to another Martin Sci-Fi Build, the Sunday live show. I'm on 40 minutes today, and we're rapidly approaching Christmas. And hello, Joseph. How are you? It's good to see you. Right, what's first one? Hi, Martin. Have you heard we got the vaccine? Yes, good news. I'm so glad about that. I'm totally relieved. Hopefully, by I suppose the middle of next year, I can get my life back. But it's I suppose all this lockdown's given me time to think about a lot of things that's been going on. So how are you, Joseph? Hang on, let's go here. Right, so today we're going to be covering the monoliths that are popping up all over the world. Is that the sign of the end of the world? The monoliths, I've seen the memes on Facebook are quite funny. So I done my Christmas list again. Amazon stuff are paying in the backside this week of everyone's shopping online this week. Yeah, I know. There's quite a lot going on, isn't there? A lot of people, shopping. They're telling you now to sort of like if you're going to order stuff, get it in now. I've not ordered out from Amazon this week. Actually, it's been a bit weird, really. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I want really. I think I've got everything now. I did want to get a PS5, but gonna have to wait till next year for one of them. Hello, we have a new person in the stream. Hello, Itachi Uchiha. Can you mind if I call you Itachi? Hello, Merry Christmas and welcome to the show. So, Joseph, have you seen the new Doctor Who trailer? What were your thoughts on that? I wasn't too bad. I did a little review on it. It was all right. It was sort of interesting, the Doctor Who trailer. I found it quite fascinating, but I don't know really. The last series I wasn't particularly how would you say that impressed with. And yeah, I'm just going to turn the volume down before I get a double loop back with sound. Right, so that's that done. So yeah, it's well, I don't know. I'm just not that impressed with last series of Doctor Who. I mean, I did sort of enjoy the final two part with the Master, but they've gone and completely bollocksed up the Doctor's origin, which I'm a bit annoyed about. But I will watch it because I've got to stick to it and moan about it. And if I don't, So how are you? Just some guy? Hey up. I'm good, brother. How are you? So what's going on in the world of conspiracies and anything weird out there? Anything about the monoliths that are popping up all over the planet? I mean, man, we're living in some weird shit, aren't we? Do you know, I was thinking about what I've lived through in my life the other day. And it's been sort of quite interesting, like the things I've seen in my life. We've all seen. I mean, we saw like we've lived through wars, with invasions, massive terrorist attacks, pandemics, asteroid. Do you remember that asteroid that crashed into Russia a couple of years ago? We saw that live at first time. I mean, last couple of years, it's all just gone to shit, hasn't it? A lot of these like weird post-apocalyptic events that were just in science fiction movies. The pandemic to me were like the Andromeda strain. It had never happened, but now we're living in it, So, yes, Doctor trailer looked good. They should bring back Joe Grant. I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her. I met her a few years ago at a party in this pub, and she was really nice, lovely person. So that was about 8 years ago, I think, when I met her at this party. She was really nice though. It was a Doctor promotional event for, I think it were Matt Smith Doctor. No, it was no. Was it Capaldi's? It might have been Capaldi's Doctor. Actually, it could have been 5 years ago. Yeah, it must have been 6 years ago. That now. Yeah, it was like a promotional party, and it was a good one. She was there. She was lovely. Just some guy. Well, if you check out the Crow channel on the BitChute, there's several videos on the dodgy vaccine and what it contains and why. But mate, 50,000 people have died, and members of my family have had it. My brother's had it. My stepdad's had it. They've had it. and I also know people that have had it. You know, this thing is real. Now, whether this vaccine is what it is, I don't know. But I want my life back, brother. I want my life back. You know. But I see your concerns and I respect that. But you know, I've had honestly people I know have had it. So this thing is, you know, it's there, it's real, it's happening. And if a vaccine offers a way out, you know, I'd see what happens. You know, if people start dying off it next 4 weeks, you know, with this vaccine and mind control with microchips from Bill Gates and the Great Reset. Yes, I know about all this. I've looked into it all, but I have to have a logical mind to it all. Now, if I'm wrong, and they're all right, the anti-vaxxers and the flat earthers and the rest of, they're all right, then you know. But it's I have to go with the scientific evidence. But this thing is real, bud. It's real, you know. But I'm not doubting it. Yeah, obviously, there will be. You know, I don't trust this government. They're going to fuck it up anyway, trying to get it out there on time. Hello, Jane. How are you? And just some guy, if you check out the Craft channel on BitChute, there's 7 videos on the Johnson vaccine and what it contains. Well, I will take a look at that, bud. I will check it out. But my conspiracy side is more UFOs and stuff like that, you know. Because you seen the footage of the UFO a couple of days ago. It's quite interesting. I might have seen my comment on your video of yesterday. No, Jane, but I will go up to it now. I'm just catching up. Jane, yeah, has it gone through? Oh, hang on. That all the new movies of Warner Bros. HBO Max this December. Oh, yes, I'm a bit pissed about that, actually, Jane. Because we're not getting HBO Max in this country. Do you know what I mean? Not yet, anyway. I'm a bit pissed. I think it's a bit unfair, you know, that everybody else is getting to see it except us. You know, the minute they're released on HBO Max, they're going to be on the internet by next day. I'm telling you now, James, they'll be on streaming sites everywhere because people are going to download it using VPNs and that, you know. So I'll get to see Wonder Woman anyway, whether I got cinema or watch it online, you know. So I mean, it's their own fault, really, because I would have paid for HBO Max with what's coming on it, you know. But there's an amazing selection. The Osman, buenos dias, everyone. How are you, buddy? Hope you're staying safe. Good to see you all this fine morning. I am here in South Florida. I hope the weather's going well down there. How's it going with the election over there? But we're quite fascinated by what's going on. You know, I'm not taking sides. I'm not an authority on American politics. But I have been watching. It's been fascinating. Like Trump not conceding, Biden getting in. It all seems to be quite active. You make our politics look rather boring, you know. So what do you think he's going to do? Do you think he'll stand down? Or will there be a coup and he'll take over the government? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is like we're living in a crazy world, aren't we? So, you know, I'd be interested to hear your side of how you feel about it. I don't know anything about American politics. I only see what I see on all the channels and that. but it is fascinating stuff. All we get is Brexit, and trust me, I'm bored of that. Right. Joseph, Friday it was very cold. It was frozen all day. I had a warm bath Friday night. Well, yeah. I mean, it was cold. It was cold yesterday. You know, it was freezing yesterday. And Friday, well, I mean, I go out and I get rather cold. When I come in, I got off bath or a shower just to stay warm. The crate, just some guy, right? Hang on. Right, hang on. The creator of the RT-PCR test states the test can't be used to test for viruses, diseases. It won a Nobel Prize for it. Test collects genetic material 30,000 scientists have come forward against. Well, we're going to have to wait and see what we're going to have to see what happens over this, mate. You know, I've got to have an open mind, but you know, I've been stuck in the house for nearly 8 months now. I've been out and about. I want my fucking life back, man. You know, I really do. You know what I mean? Now I've got issues. Like I find all this fascinating. You know, I'm into all this. I like to look at it. Whether I believe it or not is up to me. as it's everybody else's choice. I like to get that clear, right? But the thing is, with all this, I mean, if there's this big conspiracy of the reset and the mind control vaccine that's coming out, can you imagine the logistics for 7 billion people? That there's got to be factories, scientists, people, logistics, the politics, all of it. And you're talking of a global conspiracy on such a size and such a level that somebody's going to leak it. You know, unless they compartmentalize each part of this global project. Now, I look at this planet and I say, all I see is chaos, bud. You know, and then people say, well, they're causing it for that. You know, now I know all about the Great Awakening as well that's coming, the big spiritual awakening, which has already started apparently. You know, I do keep my foot in the door with the conspiracies. I really do. Because I think somewhere there's a grain of truth in something. It comes from somewhere. But it's been proven that a lot of people have been uploading stuff and putting false info out there. That's been proven as well. That's why you've got to be very careful what you come out with. Now, my facts are, for me, you might not agree with me, but the coronavirus, it's real. It's there. It's affected members of my family, and it's also some of my friends have caught it. You know, so this thing is real. Now, how it got out of that lab in China, I don't know. It could have been an accident. It could have been released. I don't know. But the thing is here, and we have to live with it. And it's affected my life, and it's affected everybody else's life. And what worries me of this, that at the end of this, how many people are going to have mental health problems? How many people are isolated and alone right now? You know, what about the vulnerable? You know, there's a lot of people out there I'm concerned for. You know, and if this vaccine can get people's lives back, look, you know, I don't really drink, but I like to meet friends in the pub. You know, it's the one social event I like doing. I like going to conventions, and I've been able to do any of that. You know, today I should have been at the Comic Mart. I should have been there today, just living in the world of science fiction. But it's not happening, is it? Sure, but I'm interested in what you've got to say, bud, and I do check out some of the links. Yeah, I did watch the match with Woke Roxanne, TRWS. I watch her channel on YouTube about they're all flat earthers and all that. You know, I do take a look at this stuff. I think you've got to look at it all from different angles. Jane. Jen. New June in HBO Max. You know, Jen, I saw a new trailer of that other day, and I've got to admit, I didn't want to say this, Jen. I was quite impressed with June from what I saw of it. It looks like they've got the scope of it right, so I'm quite open. Do you remember the miniseries Sci-Fi did in '90s as well? They did the first 2 books, and they just dropped it. Shame that. Just some guy, they're classing people's immune system's responses cheated by application of virus. It's killed less than the flu. Yeah, but that's what you say, bud. Yeah, that's what you say, and you've been on websites and read this. You know, how many people are qualified to put this stuff up on there? I had this conversation with a friend of mine. He were on about 5G and all this other stuff about frying your brain and all this, right? And you know, and where you get your information from. This is the problem. Everybody's finding it on the net, you know, but nobody's got any. And then they make documentaries about proof, and then another lot coming and undispute that lot, and then this other lot coming and it's endless. Do you know what I mean? I want physical proof, but you know, at least with a UFO, you see pictures and you get to see it. But this global conspiracy, can you imagine the logistics of a conspiracy this big? The very size of it, can you imagine what is going on right now? For the Illuminati to take over the world and leave 500 million slave race left. And will it kill off 6.5 billion people? Do you know what I mean? We've got a government that can't even sort Brexit out. You know, we can't even sort it out. But I am open to it and keep sending me the stuff because I do look at it because I'm fascinated by it. You know, and I'm not knocking anybody's beliefs, but this pandemic is real. Osman, the vaccine is not going to be available for everyone at first. Frontline workers and elderly will be the first. I will wait to see what if any side effects before taking it. That's same for me. Yeah, it's same in this country. It's the elderly frontline workers. I assume the military, the police, fire service, hospital staff, it's them, and then the disabled, vulnerable, and then out to the general population. But the logistics of that, Osman, is going to take 6 months. And trust me, with politicians we've got in here, they're all idiots. And I'm not just on about the concept. I'm on about the lot of them. They can't organise a piss up in a brewery. Honestly, the worst government we've ever had. And we got an idiot prime minister. Now, people might not agree with me, but can you imagine the logistical size for 60 million people in this country? And in America, you've got national parks the size of our country. So can you imagine the logistics in your country for getting it out, the organisation? It's going to cost a fortune as well, So I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm not an authority. I don't, but I think it's going to be. I reckon it'll be April before I even get vaccinated. So I mean, I've said I'm stuck in house now for the next 3 or 4 months. It's going to be early next year. It's going to be April. May, I reckon, by the time they get round to it. And that's if they sort it out. And this thing could mutate as well. You never know. Biden is president. Yeah, he is. Yeah, how do you feel about Trump? I just find it all fascinating. But what's going on? A lot of us over here are quite addicted. Like, watching the whole news and that. It's quite interesting. Joseph, Jason did live stream Monday night. I said next Blu-ray box set Doctor at least is says 22 and 7. Do you know when the John Pertwee one's coming out? Because I pre-ordered it, but there's no release dates for it. I've got that on pre-order now. We're hoping to get it before Christmas, but I've got a feeling that's going to be delayed till next year. They haven't took the money out of my account though, which has been good. Just some guy. Our bodies are sovereign to us, and they're trying to enforce this onto its biggest crime against humanity. Now, you do have a good point there, bud. Because there's a big question floating around now. Are they going to make this legal? Are they going to make this legal? Do you know what I mean? Because what about people with religious beliefs? There's in there there's people with religious beliefs that are against blood transfusions and all that, and you've got to respect their rights to that, haven't you? So I don't know. I don't have the answers to this. Just some guy, but I have to go with the facts, and I have to look at this information extremely collectively and logically. I can't just read something on a website and just go, yeah, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you do that either, but I'm not. But there's a lot of people out there that do, and I have to be very careful. You know what I mean? I like to know where the information's coming from. I like to verify the source myself. That's why I'm in a UFO group, and I verify everything that comes in front of me in there. Do you know what I mean? In the UFO sort of group I'm in. And I'm a big believer in UFOs. Because I could be called hypocritical for what I'm coming out with. Now, if there is, but what I'm trying to say, if there is a global conspiracy going on right now, can you imagine what I'm trying to say? Can you imagine the scope of it and the logistics of how many people have been involved? It's like the moon landings, weren't they? They said they didn't go to the moon, but they did go to the moon, right? 350,000 people worked on the moon project, right? So it wasn't fake. They went to the moon, but everybody said they didn't. They did. You can even, if you get the right camera equipment and the right telescopes, you can see the stuff on the moon. So I don't know, but mate, keep telling me what you see, and I will go over it. And that's it. That's the best I can say. But members of my family have had it, and it was quite concerning. Osman, life as we knew it will never be the same. No, it won't be. Have you seen this week, Osman, we lost some of our biggest retailers on the high street this week. Debenhams, big department stores in the UK, been here for 240 years, wiped out in one afternoon. 13,000 jobs. Topshop, Bon Marsh, all gone. All these big famous high street retailers we all grew up around, big superstores, gone. Down to Amazon, innit? It's changing. This will come in anyway because we're all ordering from home now. Look, I'm hardly going out now. I mean, I've got an exercise bike and I go for walks and stuff like that. But it's life's changed. I mean, we can't go to the pub. And if you go for a drink, right, in a pub now, right, you can only have a meal. And you got once you've finished your meal and your drink, you've got to leave. That's the law. That's the law in this country. But I want my life back. So I mean, if this vaccine works, it works. But obviously, it's going to be a good 4 to 5 months before they stick it in my arm. So it's not going to happen like next week. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see where it goes. Suddenly, everybody starts dying off in next 2 months. Millions half at planet's gone. I mean, obviously there's something going on, isn't there? But until we get to that, I'm going to wait and see. But the current crop of politicians we've got in this country are fucking useless. And I'm not left or right in my politics. I'm quite centrist, and that's all of them. There is some decent ones, but there ain't enough of them. Joseph. They're going to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch 25th anniversary tour next year. Oh right, yeah, they've opened the theatres now, aren't they, Joseph? They're starting to open theatres now, which is sort of interesting. Just some guy. They'll make us hold our arms out and beg to have it for our freedoms, but my word say. Well, then people will rise up. Then people will rise up. They'll rise up all over the planet. You'll create homegrown terrorism, and that's how a movement will start. People will rise up, because I think people in this country are already getting fucked off with it all right now with what's going on. I mean, not being able to see your families and stuff like this. It is. I mean, I can't go and see mine, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people in my position that feel the same. It's just getting ridiculous. But we have to wait and see. And I got big hopes for the vaccine. If I'm wrong, then I'll admit it. But I'm sat on the fence at the moment, and I think that's the safest place to be. Right, hang on. Joseph. Going to try Comic Con in the future to meet celebrities. Oh, I've been to loads of Comic Cons. It's like a supermarket, mate. Don't bother. I'm being serious. I've been to loads of Comic Cons. At the beginning, you could just walk in the afternoon, but you can't now. Thousands of people there now. It's like a supermarket. You queue up to meet the celebrities. So I mean, I went to the last one. I went to Olympia about 2 years ago. I didn't stay long. I go to the more independent ones now. Like the smaller ones, because you're not queuing up and you can walk around and just there's no pressure. Plus, it's cheaper as well. But I've been to literally hundreds of conventions. So. But yeah, if it's your first time, don't go. You'll enjoy it, but just be prepared for the queuing and the amount of people. But I don't think there'll be any Comic Cons next year, because I booked 4 to 5 conventions to go away for a weekend this year, and I got the money back for all of them. The money went back into my account from the hotels and all the events. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm hoping. I was hoping to build a new big costume for next year to start wearing at next load of conventions, and I don't know if it's worth putting the money into it now. I think I'll be my first convention probably September next year, late August, if I end up getting to one. But you should go if it's your first time. You're gonna have an amazing time. It's brilliant, but it's the Comic Con is very commercialized now. They're going to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch 25th anniversary tour next year. Wow, gosh, that's 25-year-old. Just some guy that makers that are big. All right, say it's mutated into Coventry. Yeah, well, honestly, mate, we are living in a fucking science fiction movie. Do you know what I mean? Let me catch up. Right. SK Restricted, how are you, bud? Good to have you on. Good to have you on board. How are you, and how are you coping with the pandemic? And yeah. Just some guy, which virologists have come out with what they probably had about anyone involved, which easily explains everything. Well, that's what I want. I want to know which websites, where I want to know where, so I can look at this myself and verify it. Do you know what I mean? And then dig around that, see who's right and wrong. I think today there's so much misinformation out there. You've got to be careful now. Do you know what I mean? SK restricted. What's happening? Well, we're talking about COVID conspiracies. Conspiracies. The Mandolrian, Star Trek Discovery. Don't get me started on that. I'm not too impressed with that at the moment. I mean it. I'm not. It's just last week's episode. This week's it was just a waste of time. I'm hoping it's going to pick up. I really do. You know, Mickey Burnham. I don't know. To start to discover, I'm just losing it. But it's like fucking Doctor Who. I just feel like just kicking telling over it. You know, until something decent happens now. But the Mandalorian, my God, did you see Boba Fett? Did you see Boba Fett this week kicking ass with Mandalorian? And Ming-Na from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Renner Fennec. Oh, brilliant. I love The Mandalorian. It's the best thing out there. And in 2 weeks' time, The Expanse, but we're only getting 3 fucking episodes, which is annoying. Just some guy. Swab wants to merge tech phones into the human body. But where are you getting this information from? Can you give me some like sites or something where I can check it out where you're getting this stuff from? Do you know what I mean? The Gaming Hospitals were dead when this all came out in March. Staff were making videos, dancing around. Check out Dr. Kaufman's interviews. Well, this is it. But this virus, I know one thing. It's here, it's real. People have died, and people I know have had it. Right. So, and it's not been particularly good to certain members of my family. Right. So, right. Hang on. Just some guy who did the interview, verified the stories in the interview, source film spotted by over discredited. It's worthless conspiracy theories. Well, that's what I want to know. I need verification of sites and stuff. Sorry, Jane. Can you put in your comments again because I'm trying to catch up. Right, hang on. I'm gonna have to go back up, guys. Right. All right, hang on, Jane. Right, Osman, just too funny seeing overweight people in spandex. My holiday is on end of the year, end of vaccination, November or September. Jane, not many people outside of LA. Never seen LA empty. No, I live in London. Jane, it's dead. I live in capital UK. It's dead. Honestly, I was in a main station the other week. Houston, it's like a big train. You can tell it's going to north of the country, and it's a massive, thousands of people every day going through it. Nobody in it, and that were on a Saturday. You can't move in there on a Saturday. And central London's just nobody around. It's weird. Greeting. What part of the convo are we in? Hi, Paul. Welcome to the stream. We've been talking COVID conspiracies and. The Mandalorian, Star Trek Discovery, and just streaming service. Oh, is cinema dead? Is this the end of cinema as well? And the changing world after COVID? I've done D-gaming. I read that one out. Jay might get my comments right. I'm catching up now, guys. COVID is responsible for the burn. I think I call it Brexit for the burn. You know, Brexit. Fucking Brexit. Yeah. Yeah, it could be the burn. I'm dreading what they're going to come out with that, you know. Because I've got a few issues about the burn in Star Trek Discovery. I really have. Because, like, if it's 1,200 years in the future, right, wouldn't they have gone beyond dilithium? You know, unless they're using all the system. Because dilithium, doesn't it regulate the antimatter? So, and the Borg don't use dilithium. The Romulans never used it. So I'm sure they could have found other ways for warp travel. And I think 1,200 years in fucking future, they might have built Stargates. Good God, Stargates is more advanced than that. But I do like the Discovery ship. I like Stamets. I do like some of the crew, but I can't do with Burnham anymore. Kent has the highest infection rate. One on tier 3. Yeah, we're tier 2 here, where I am. We can sort of like go out and about, you know, but it's how do you say it? It's yeah, still restrictions. Where my family live, they're in tier 3 in Leeds. Jane Turner, Fat Boba Fett. Yes, they did, didn't they? It did look a bit. I mean, the armor did look a bit short over belly, didn't it, Jane? Did you notice his chest plate were a bit short? Looks a bit odd. I mean, I was surprised he fitted into that. Actually, I mean, I'd have a problem putting that on. Trust me. You know. Oh, man, yeah, I mean, it was Fat Boba Fett, wasn't it? I mean, look, I'm no skinny person myself, but even I sat there and thought, because like sometimes when you're like me, if you're overweight, you've got to get like baggier shirts, to cover you. God, I've got COVID. No, I'm joking. Smoker's cough. Not good for you at all. But sometimes it's like you don't want your belly sticking out under your jumper, do you? Do you know what I mean? And I did sort of think, well, it is a bit of a Fat Boba Fett, isn't it? Fat Boba. Well, he will be knocking on now, I suppose, And how did he get out of the Starlight creature? It never really explained that, did it? But what a fantastic episode. I mean, he did kick ass. Did you find the stormtroopers that came out of the ship at the end, like Iron Man? With the jet boots, it were a bit Iron Manish, weren't they? But they were good. I mean, oh, poor little baby Yoda. It's so cute, isn't it? Little baby Yoda. It's just so cute. And, I just sat there and I thought to myself, like, there were all them awful stormtroopers trying to get him who were there using his force powers, but he got tired. But why didn't they just stun him from the beginning? I mean, obviously, I want the Mando to get him back next week. Poor little kid. I were nearly crying when I saw that because I love that little baby Yoda. I think it's awesome. I love how he carries it around in that, because it's so mischievous and cute. But it's true, yeah, Fat Boba. Fucking. Hang on, what's this? Just some guy. I'll send links. I'll send links. Bear with me, mate. Is any of this backed up though? That's what I'm saying. Because they're like they've had people on YouTube. I've got. I'm not going to. I go on Facebook and there's people that are more authorities on it, and they're not even qualified. George, the cinema's the end of run. I've been to cinema 25 years for Toy Story. Was the first one to see. I think cinema's finished. I think it's going to become like a novelty thing. Cinema now. I think COVID's accelerated a lot of things in the economies. I think if we're going to get a reset, it's going to be the economies across the world. Do you know what I mean? I also think the 4-day week's probably coming in as well. Yeah, I think things are changing. Technology, AI, there's a lot coming out in the next 5-6 years. Wait till AI starts fully running everything. That's what I'm more worried about. About AI, because if learning programs, I mean, you never know, Skynet could be around fucking corner. Martin Stargate potty pick was yes. Joseph, have you seen Ian Beale? I don't watch EastEnders, mate. I stopped watching soap operas 12 years ago. They're very sneaky. They tell the same story every 3 years with all characters. I don't bother with it. I just don't bother watching soap operas. I looked into that Yasmin thing on Coronation Street with that evil Jeff. I've been watching clips of it on YouTube because I was sort of interested. Paul Dar reason Raised by Wolves was excellent if you're looking for something else to watch. I've seen that, mate. I've not watched it. I've seen it. I've seen clips of it. Thanks for that. I might take a look because I'm looking for something to watch. I did a review on Could Have Been a Classic, the First Wave from 1998. It's like an Invaders ripoff, which is sort of interesting. All 66 episodes are on YouTube, and it's worth a watch, and they're in order as well. And the viewing quality is not too bad. It's good to see you, bud. I'm glad you're good. That's good. As long as everybody's safe, and that's all that matters, People that have spoken out have had their channels. Yeah, a lot of people are, well, that does worry me because I think people have a right to speak out. But I think with freedom of speech does come responsibility as well. But people have a right, and I agree. I mean, it's like some of these protests in our country. Did you see when they threw that 70-year-old pensioner in back of a van, bud? Did you see that when she were protesting outside Parliament? It's stuff like that worries me. And then they're shutting Speaker's Corner down as well. I used to go down there. Speaker's Corner, now that's worrying. That's the place for free speech in this country, is Speaker's Corner. It's been there for 200 years. Pandemic, SK, don't get me started. Yeah, I know how you feel. Jane, did read my comments about the dance. I'm not ignoring comment. If you put it in again, I'll read it, Jane. Sorry about that. I'm just catching up. It's all going up really fast at side. Just some guy. Oh, on which channel? I know those channels. They tend to be anti-Semitic, full of conspiracy theories. Yeah, well, that's what I want. You see, that's I'm like you, D Game, and I verify everything. I want to see the source material. Because it doesn't take me long to figure out if it's fake or not. Because I do dig around. I have to, but I've never said I'm an authority on any of this. I just like to check things because as a human being, we do tend to put things together, and we can put things together quite easily, can't we? We see patterns in everything. Osman, I need to check out Raised by Wolves. Yeah, it's had some good reviews. It has had some good reviews. Actually, I'm going to watch that today. I'll tell you what I'm watching tonight. Me and my mate, we do this thing called Movie Drama on a Sunday. We do it on the internet. We're watching Beastmaster tonight. Beastmaster, yeah. So like Sunday's Movie Drone tonight, because you've got this watch thing. You can do watch movies on Amazon. And at 9 o'clock tonight, we're gonna, like, he's where he lives and I am where I am. We watched a film last week. We watched Space Raiders, and we were talking to which, well, it were on absolute shit. Space Raiders, SK, I'd be going on about it for hours. That sounds interesting. Just some guy, D-Game, take religion out of it's a false weapon to stifle free speech. Anti-Semitism is a weapon. It's more of a global 1% cult. Check out Sabaton fraggers and 50,000 protesting. But Birmingham, is that Birmingham, bud? Right. Look what happened to the dinosaurs. This could be the end of the world. Well, we could be. I mean, we've seen it all, haven't we? Do you remember that asteroid that hit Russia a couple of years ago? Power of a nuclear bomb. Did you remember that, Jen? I mean, we've fucking seen it. All we need now is an alien invasion. And UFO sightings have shot up through the roof as well. A lot of people are seeing more UFOs now, but maybe that's paranoia on a global scale. I don't know. Could have stick to watching science fiction, shut the door. I urge people to watch links, research, further use good discipline. I agree, but I respect what you're coming out with. But when you tell me this stuff, I will dig into it. And if I don't agree with it, I won't agree with it. If I agree with it, I agree with you. But I will research it. I think you've got every right to say what you. I believe that. And the minute we can't say what we want, that's the country. I don't want to live in that type of country. Yes, Beastmaster. Yeah, Osman. Yeah, Beastmaster. I hadn't seen it in 20 years. Do you know what I mean? Mark Singer and the delectable Tanya Roberts. I remember Beastmaster 3. That was terrible. Sarah Douglas. Malcolm in the Middle's got loads of music to it. I saw episodes. Oh, right, Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, did they remake that? I think they remade Malcolm in the Middle, didn't they? D Gaming, correct. However, if the presentation had demonstrable, repeatable evidence by people come forward, that's not fair. It's critical thinking evidence. Yeah, I agree with that. You are so right on that. Yeah. Jane, the world will end until the first superhuman is born. Well, that's evolution, and we'll all be replaced by the next superhumans. Look, I'm not bothered about super fucking humans, to be honest. Right? I'm more worried about AI. That's realistic. In 10 years' time, well, we could be 8 years away from the first artificial, full-on intelligent that thinks for itself. And how's that going to view it? Suddenly, if it surpasses us, how's it going to look at us? Chaotic race, can't even look after its own planet. Just some guy. The evidence can be honestly mostly discredited. Yeah, but all evidence can be discredited. That's the problem, isn't it? Even when the factual evidence is out in front of us, people are discrediting it. You know, people said for years we never went to the moon, but we did. You know, we went to the moon. We went there, and I've met people, and then people are telling me the fucking Earth is flat, and it's not. Right? You know, I was down at Speaker's Corner a couple of months ago. I had these people telling me I didn't know what we're talking about. They said the Earth is flat. Did you watch the Dragon Lords last month? I watched one of these channels on YouTube. They were watching it, and they were saying, "No, it's funny. It's not a real spaceship. They're in a studio. Where's the joystick for the ship?" They don't need that anymore. They just touch buttons now. Technology's moved on. You know, stuff like that annoys me. You know, we went to the moon. You know, the Earth is not flat. D-gaming, either way, it's a weak card if none of these aren't mentioned in a presentation. Yeah. Martin, this is the last episode of Mandolrian. No, 2 more episodes to go and it's over. I know. I'm gutted. Martin, last episodes of The Mandalorian with the Stormtrooper reminds me of the TV. Oh, yes. Reminds me the series of V-series from the 80s. Oh, God, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'd like to see a remake of these. Apparently, they are remaking things. Well, let's not go into that new TV series. About 8 years ago, it was a bit bad, that wasn't it? Really, it was terrible. Actually, wasn't it? Actually, the final episode was really good. So we've got Mike Donovan were in it, but he's on tonight. Anyway, Beastmaster's tonight's viewing, so I'm looking forward to that. Beastmaster at 9:00, movie drone. Just some guy have better things to do than arguing against conspiracy. I want facts, but that's what I want, evidence all the time. You know. D-game, just some guy. Well, when the creator of the test conveniently died last August, states his test is 11, and that's a killer. But mate, where are you getting the information from? That's all I'm asking. What websites are you going to get this from? You know, what websites are you getting? And that's what I want to know. You know, I'm not doubting you, but I have to ask these questions, you know. D-Game, good luck on your journey. No, I think D-Game is right. A lot of things he says, you know, I do. But like I said, people are going to believe what they're going to believe, aren't they? Everyone at different level. Not precisely, I agree with that, mate. I never do. That's why I've got to have an open mind all the time with it. But when people are telling me the Earth's flat, I can't accept it. You know what I mean? You know, and then they're telling me Elon Musk's rocket is in a studio. You know, because they don't have a joystick. I mean, that's what when I'm dealing with that, I just don't want to know. In the comic, Planet Earth killed Chewbacca. No, in the book, they killed Chewbacca. You're on about expanded universe, Jenny. They killed him. Yeah, they did. He sacrificed himself in the Yu Von Young invasion, because they had about 20 books about this invasion. You know. Osman, that was more upsetting than taking Baby Yoda. What? It was. I mean, what if Boba Fett gets stuck in a door? You know, I mean, the army were a bit small for him, wasn't it? You know, a lot of people said that straight. I was on Facebook after on my phone, and a lot of people were saying, well, you know, it's a bit small, that armor, isn't it? Well, he might get it made bigger, you know. But I want Baby Yoda back. I'm thinking of getting one, you know. You know, Baby Yoda. I'm saying they're so cute, aren't they? Just so. Do you remember the last Star Wars film? Going back to. Hello, Coke. Sorry, I've just seen your thing now. How are you, bud? Hope you're well. Great podcast, by the way. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm just catching up with things shooting up at the side. So hang on, let's go back. I can't find it. Sorry. Anyway, I saw Coke Luddy popped up. So yeah, I did see you, bud. Right, hang on. I'm catching up. Just someone who passed the quite radical. I will D-gaming. Someone who passed the quite radical policy. I'll never understand such types of arguments. You are not just internal. I want to find a secret plot. That's why you've got to dig, gaming. That's why you've got to dig for the information, and you've got to verify it with reputable sources. You know what I mean? Because everybody, even when facts are in front of you, people are disputing it. I had a friend a couple of years ago, and he used to go on about this theory of the universe. And I'm not like going to mention names out, but he's a friend of mine, and he got really funny when we challenged him on his. We challenged him. He said black holes weren't real, gravity wasn't real, right? And because he believed in his thing, and I turned around and somebody else did. We said, "Well, you're talking out your ass. Gravity is real, and black holes do exist. I mean, they're in fucking paper every day." And he wasn't having it, you know. And he went really like freaked out in front room over it. And you know, a great guy, friend of mine, and but we don't talk about it anymore. But he believes that. He went to a seminar of this theory he's into, and he met other people that believed it. But the thing is, he's been proven wrong. And that's the thing. And when I know like facts like gravity does exist, it's you know, and black holes are real, you know, which they are. And I've said, you know, we see the evidence, but apparently we're being lied to. And his answer was to me, they want you to think like that. And that's just a lame answer. I want Emily Attack to be on the next Doctor Who. That's a good choice. She'd make a good assistant, she would actually. Also, you couldn't be Classic K9 and Company. Oh, God, I've got that on DVD. I want Emily, just some guy. I've been going through 2.5 Men seasons. Charlie's left out. Oh, God, yeah. I've not seen that. I've seen a couple of them. But that's when he lost the plot, didn't he? Him and his two porn star chicks, wasn't it? Just some guy. The rich people use their power to affect politics and people smart. Yeah, they do. They do. I agree with that. Billionaires have too much control and need to be called out. You know, especially in this country with tax breaks and rest of it. You know, do you know what I mean? Amazon paid nothing. I believe in the betterment of the human race. I think people should be entitled to decent pay at work. I don't think people should be homeless. You know, free hospital treatment, education is key to everything. You know, and I'm not a lefty and I'm not a right winger either. I'm very I just believe in what's right for, you know, the betterment of the human race. I've got no time for the current politicians in my country at the moment. I don't care what anybody says, whether you're left or right. I think the system needs to change and become more democratic. I mean, I can agree with parts of that, but they don't dictate everything. It's some clear sign of late stage capitalism. Yeah, well, capitalism has its problems, but so does socialism. I mean, this is it. I say, you know, I could go into it, and you might think I'm wrong, and you know, but I respect what he's saying. I think you're right. But he said, things need changing, but for the better. You know, they really do. D game, it's not a conspiracy, that's pinky finger word to poop anything that goes against the Fox. Oh, God. Cold Club, what do you think of Kelvin Universe coming to feature and start? Oh, please, man, no. Oh, mate, I watched Friday's episode yesterday. It was okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that this so-called future has got fuck all to do with Prime Universe. I'd rather that have crossed over to a parallel timeline. You know, do you know what I mean? They've crossed into another. Do you know it could be? Do you know it'd be good? It's the Terran Empire timeline, 1,200 years in future. It's something like that. But at the moment, I've not been impressed with this series so far. But I'm trying. Obviously, you know, you and I have a passion for Star Trek. You look at the podcast and the conversations we've had. You know, we are truly entrenched fans into it and its lore. But I am starting to wonder. You know what I mean? Right. Hang on. What do you think? Right, Joseph. They're trampling a building called Gravitation. Mike, but are you, Mike? How are you? Recently saw Elite Angel. I've not seen it yet, but I do have a copy of it actually. So I'm going to give that a look this week because I'm getting plenty of time to watch stuff now at the moment. D Gaming, Bill Gates funds WHO, BBC Imperial College. Funny how they pushes the agenda. Yeah. Again, it's questionable, but of course, there seems to be a pattern to this. But like I said, I will dig around as I do, you know. So, I watched Mamma Mia and James Giant Peach on Prime. I've seen that. It's good. I like Mamma Mia, actually. Oh, no, the Bill Gates me. And you're putting microchips in the vaccine to mind control as well. It just look conspiracy on this level. Can you imagine the logistics that's involved in this? You know, the logistics on a global scale is just incalculable. You know what I mean? Martin, to be honest, I want to say more Sokatano than the man. Oh, yeah, I do, Jen. I wanted to get a fucking TV series, Jen. You know, I do. I wanted to get a TV series. I really do. I wanted to get a TV series. You know. Hang on. Jane, Boba Fett got fat because he was eating Sarlacc shit from the Return of the Jedi. Sarlacc shit. Yeah, got stuck in the. Well, how did he get out? Because that other big worm thing ate the Sarlacc pit, didn't it? That ate that. So how did he get out? Did that thing shit him out? Did he get shitted out of its ass? I mean, how did he get out? Obviously, we're going to find out. They can't just have him walking about. How did he get out of that Sarlacc pit? And it surely had been stuck in there for 30 years. You know, eating Sarlacc shit. Martin, to be honest, I'm going to say more Sokatano than... Yeah, oh, I Sokatano, yeah. Elon Musk, the most successful self-marketer today. Yeah, well, I think he might know something we all don't know. That's why he's in a rush to get to Mars. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? I have to say that I've been overwhelmed with recent Discovery episodes. Shameless, at the beginning of the season indicated, oh, good. Yeah, I think the first episode, I think the second episode was the best. You know, when she found Discovery, that I think just got it on the right track, and now it's been like wiggly, wobbly, like waving up and down, hasn't it? Just some guy, logistic, I compartmentalize and pass down the chain. That's how it works. But some people are going to figure it out, but and some people are going to leak it. You know, it's like when they said didn't go to the moon when they did. You know. Hail to the vaccine. Well, yeah, let's see what happens. I'm having it. If it gets me out and about again, I just want my life back. D Game, good luck with your views, mate. I've left links. You haven't disputed them in any way. Cheers, bud. Keep it up as well. Just some guy, keep it up. You know, keep it up. Don't stop. Because somewhere in all this fucking craziness, you just might come across the right thing. You never know. Just some guy, what is your opinion on critical theory? Why to instantly deletes links. I think Slave One will be Mando's new ship. Now, that'd be interesting. I was gutted when did you see ship get just wiped out? I was shocked at that. Did you see it, Coco? The ship just got vaporized, didn't it? Bang it, gone, you know. D-Gaming, I'm not able to see them. Write the name of the website in chat. Digging, well, to tell you something you can't say. My links to it have been blocked. Why are they blocking information? It's all crap. I'm not blocking anything, mate. So I don't know what's going on there. I've noticed just some guys, well, certain people have been, left, like videos I've done, left comments saying YouTube is sort of putting them into spam box. You know, and I'm getting rather annoyed with YouTube about that. I'm getting, I don't know why they're doing it. And and the copyright everything YouTube now. You make a bloody video and then suddenly they find something in it, and then I did one video and they blocked it globally because I wasn't using I had a background image on the green screen. They blocked it. YouTube, honestly, YouTube, can you fucking stop it, please? Osman, I backed 2 Razor Crest chips from Hasbro over 700 after the last episode. Manda cancelled my order. Well, I was thinking about getting one of them, when they start coming out. And but when they destroyed his ship, did you see it, Osman? It's got vaporized, did it? Like, just took it out. Like, I like that Moff character. Is it Moff Gideon? I find him quite interesting. But he works for Admiral Thrawn, doesn't he? Because Admiral Thrawn, he's the big bad in this, in the background. Core Club, the problem with Discovery is 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. Yep. I was so upset about Razor Quest, such an iconic ship. This was you surprise. You what? I was like, what? They just I was sat there watching it, right? And Moff Gideon said, take it out, and they just next minute there was like energy bolt, and it just this ship were gone. They were just like it were like just crap all over the floor. And one thing about like the Mando, you always get to see the. You see, he's fucking. At least he's got a toilet on his spaceship. You know what I mean? YouTube is saying this shit. If I see that fucking grandma, I get the doodly one. Yeah, I'm sick of it. They keep ramming the same adverts down your throat as well. I keep telling them I don't want them. Joseph, I wonder Sheldon survived with lockdown. He will annoyed and Penny will get her on his nerves. I fell out with Big Bang Theory by about season 8. I think when Leonard's, I was just getting annoyed with that relationship. I don't think he should have got off with her because I liked it if it was and it wasn't. YouTube saying that fucking. I know, mate. D game, especially film content. I'm very be careful to stay in copyright law. Yeah, laws. Paul reason. I hope so. Well, they're cutting everybody's free speech off as well. When people people start talking about politics, they're getting censored now. I'm getting a bit worried about YouTube of late. I mean, simple things you just can't put anything up. So I have to do everything again. As you might say, I've argued such type bit show is literally a meme for me. I don't go on bit show, I avoid it. I've been on it. I just didn't like what I saw, so I don't bother now. I've had a look at that. Is it Parler as well? Switch that off. The website is known for hosting right wing far right. Yeah, it is. That's why I don't bother with it. Mate. Because everybody on there is an authority on something, and I want logical evidence to it. You know what I mean? D Games, a lot of predictive program in the movie. Check out Songbird Taylor 2 years ago set. Now I'll take a look at that. Cheers, bud. Sounds interesting. I upset about colorized episode Fireball XL5. What have they colorized it? What's it like? Which Mandolrian could character carry a spin-off? I definitely Ahsoka Tano. I think. Well, I don't know about Boba Fett. Well, he did sort of jump around quite a bit, didn't he? So, I mean, after 30 years of Sarlacc shit, I suppose he can move around. I keep thinking when he's jumping around, his belt's going to break or something, I don't know, but it was good to see Boba Fett again. I've watched the episode twice, but I was more excited for Ahsoka Tano. He never did fuck all in movies anyway, Boba Fett, did he really? I mean, all he did was just stand around and pose. He got done by Han Solo, didn't he? When, in Jedi. If Discovery were just a sci-fi show that ties to Star Trek, would it be better? Yeah. I think so, yeah. I think it would be. I like the first. I'm a big fan of the first season. I actually quite the whole Lorca thing. I quite like that. And I enjoyed second season one too, but it went up and down second season. But I like Anson Mount as Pike because he brought that gravitas to it. But I'm a big fan of what is it? I'm looking forward to the Pike series. That's definitely Paul. But I think you make a good point there. I think it would be better as a separate series. Are you sure you don't want 6 star? No, you can fuck off, right? Voyager, next one, mate. Voyager. I think Voyager might be a bit easier to do, actually. We're going to have to take an eye out, rehearse, mate. We just went on there and did it, didn't we? I mean, it was good fun. The main Go Club, we sang the Stargate theme with lyrics. It was terrible. It really was fucking terrible, but it was all for fun. Right. Hang on. DK, Matt Safford, for a fun fact, the guy you linked to the Source Blues is an interdimensional race of reptiles been called the Archons of IT. Oh, God, not that. I went to a UFO group. I've met the Archons, mate. I'm not making it up. I've met them. I'm being serious. I met their, what they call ambassador to Earth Dodd. I'm not making this shit. I joined this UFO group and they had this guy got the group together because he'd been sent for the fucking mission and all. And basically, I was just thinking, we're trying to build a cult. Anyway, he disappeared. He kept saying, they kept taking. Honestly, I could sit on all air afternoon, DJ, tell you about this guy, but I questioned everything he come out with. Now, I'm a big believer in the whole UFO thing. I really am, because I've seen them myself. I think a lot of people have seen things they can't explain, and I've met people, and I've met people that have been very considerate about it. You know that they've experienced something, but they don't know what it was. But you have to be open-minded. You've got to be open-minded, and you've got to question everything, and then back it up and try and find the source to it. Bit Blair, he said it's a bit Blue Planet 46, couldn't do it, could have done it better. Fireball, it's fine. It took me all day to colorize it. If I better have better equipment. Yeah, it's not cheap, is it? I saw something else in black and white had been colorized, the film, and it was a bit. Oh, you know the thing, the 1950s one that got colorized. I saw it colorized. It was all right, but it seemed a bit odd. It seemed a bit low key with colorization, you know. Just some guy. I love how, after all, we disagree on with both our supporters of Noam Chomsky. You see, again, there's always a common theme somewhere where we will all sort of agree on one thing, and that is where the hope is in the human race. That is so cool. That is awesome. Well done, D Gaming. Well done, just some guy. I don't believe in aliens personally. It's all here based and all military. Well, that's fair enough, mate. I respect that. But that's what I believe in. I totally respect that. But at least you're open to hearing about it, and I respect you for that. D Gaming. I'm sorry, D Gaming. And we both disagree with Nick Fuentes. I sent a link of the Stargate song to the guy on YouTube who created the lyrics. I bet you fucking did. Well, you sent it to, yeah, I bet you did. You know, I'd still want him to come on, but we've got to get him on somehow. You know, he needs to crawl out from under that rock. He really does. A D game, I know they are here, but it's good to chat itself civilized. That's what it's all about, buddy. Debate, whether you're right or wrong. Debate. And if you can walk away from it being a better person, that's what it's about. D Gaming, yeah, Nick's a bit too right for me. The guy's a bigot. Right. Cold Blood. The 1950 Triffy film looks colorized for some reason. Awful picture quality, which is a shame. It's on Amazon, that. I might take a look at that 19. The one with Howard Keel, where they all escape on the submarine at end. I haven't seen that in years. I'll tell you what, I did watch Cold Blood a couple of weeks. I watched the first two Quatermass films with Brian Donlevy. You know, the 1950s one made by Hammer. Quatermass Experiment and the Quatermass 2. Watched them on Amazon. Superb movies. BBC, very black and white, very, very English. Superb science fiction. Hammer's first movies as well, actually. Put them on the map. Hang on. And Matt Sapper, if there are UFOs, might we trade with them? Humanity trade with them, so why not? I don't have an answer. Maybe it's like Star Trek, but we could be too fucking primitive. I don't know. I'd like the answer. A lot of us would like the answer to that. Maybe there's a prime directive. Maybe we have to reach a certain point technologically, and open-mindedness to be contacted. I don't know. Yet Stephen Hawking said there could be things out there we can only begin to imagine. I don't have an answer. If I did, I'd be on air giving it. I won't be surprised if there are aliens. If so, maybe they're based in some. Well, I hope they are. I mean, you know, I hope they are. I think the universe is full of life. I mean, I think if we exist, someone else does. That's great. Look at this. Look at the scientific strides we're making as well. Triffid's great movie, definitely. You should watch the Brian Donlevy ones with the American actor guy playing Quatermass. They call him Quatermass. We call him Quatermass, but they call him Quatermass. So what's he really? Is Quatermass or Quatermass? I like Quatermass. It's more Quatermass gravitas, isn't it? You know. Yeah, and I watched them both last week. I like the third one as well. You know, Quatermass and it's brilliant, isn't it? D-Gaming, I remember an article years ago, something to do with firstly George Washington alien meetings and later Eisenhower. Yeah, I've read the Eisenhower stuff, which is interesting. That was the Air Force base, wasn't it, where they contacted us 5 years after the Roswell incident. Aiken Jefferson, like in Thomas Jefferson. So, but I mean, there's a lot. I don't have any answers, but I find the whole subject fascinating. Do you know what I mean? Honestly. The Osman, I've got the 1981 David Tifford. Oh God, yeah. I watched that with my mate actually. Actually, the BBC one is really freaky, isn't it? Cockland, especially the intro. You know the music and that opening. You know what I mean? It's freaky. Is that? I'll tell you that now. It's come out on Blu-ray actually. It's on Amazon. I still haven't ordered it. I'm gonna have to get hold of that. Oh God, that's it. A couple. I just watched the Faculty from your version of Body Snatchers recommended. I hadn't seen that in years. Faculty. That was quite a big hit on video back in the day. That one, wasn't it? I remember I was quite impressed with that. You know, the Faculty. D gave me unread parts of 1984, but I enjoyed the film with John. Oh, yeah, it's a fantastic film. Richard Burton. Equilibrium 2002 was a good one. Yeah. I haven't seen Equilibrium in years. Bloody good film, that as well. My favourite conspiracy is the Bosnian pyramids. That's interesting. I've not heard of that one. I'll Google that later. Hi, Martin. Good morning. How are you? Oh, good morning. It's tea time here, Daniel. you know. Is it good morning over there? What was this about? A rat running across your table or something? You were eating. I only caught your message. It seemed a bit scary. What's going on over in Canada? I'm good. I'm not too impressed with Discovery, buddy. I'm sorry, I'm not. But Mandolrian, superb. Daniel, so excited now. Boba Fett joined in the fight with the Mando against the Empire. Oh, but could Boba Fett betray him in next episode? It should be. We don't know. He's the bounty hunter. He goes where the highest money is. But he did seem to have this sense of honor. So let's see what happens. Just some guy, you're aware that the movie actually was edited, the original rights were partially bought by the CIA. I'm not even joking, that was made of more of an anti-communist story. Yeah, did a lot of stuff back then in 50s and 60s, like anti-communist stuff. You know, the TV series, The Invaders, in the 60s, that were propaganda in a way, because the invaders, they were the communists. Seriously, yeah. Honestly, they started out because like they were like no feeling and all that. Seriously. So there was a bit of propaganda in quite a lot of stuff back then. Tea time, you're drinking Red Bull. No, I'm drinking not Red Bull, Bulldog. Bulldog. You get free for £1 from the shop, so I've got a few cans in. Red Bull's quite expensive, actually, to be honest. I think it's about £2 a can, is Red Bull. Bit too sugary for me, though, is Red Bull. I like Monster. I'm a big fan of Monster, but I'm trying to stop drinking. I only drink one can a day. I shouldn't do it, really. Well, when I'm on my exercise bike, I'm like, you know, like when I've had a can of Monster, I feel like Popeye, you know what I mean? And that was the Attlee period. I'm a big fan of Attlee. He brought in the NHS and all that. It's a lot of good to him, but he did bomb the atomic bomb, didn't he? Yeah, I saw a giant rat on my desk. Why did you have a giant rat in your house, Daniel? Where you living in the fucking woods or something? Well, how did what you had it on your table, big rat? How did it get into? God, that's what next to grizzly man? How did what? Was it a pet rat or something? Was it a pet rat or was it was it a wild rat? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I had 2 foxes in my garden overnight. Stunning. While watching them out a window, make some bloody noise. Them things. The premise of Mandalorians is Jim Jones discover what it is to be a Mandalorian. And the Mandalorian to me, Osman, is how do you say it? The Mandalorian's like the Clint Eastwood character, the stranger. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and a fistful of dollars. He reminds me of that type of character. He's on the frontier worlds, he's very sort of reminiscent with his code of honor. Do you know what I mean? Martin, Spock, say Fat Boba Fett is alive, fighting faster than before. Spock will say that is so fast. Great. He want a bit smaller armor for him, won't he? He's going to have to get that sorted out. But where's he been for 30 years? Has he been stuck inside that Sarlacc eating Sarlacc shit and piss for the last 30 years? Just some guy. I loved the first three versions of the Invasion of Body Snatchers. I thought the fourth version was all, oh God, you know what? The Nicole Kidman one. That, I think I'll give that a miss. Attlee's my favourite, but yeah, same for me. I think he is for me. Clement Attlee. Definitely agree with that. D-Game and George Oswell, real name, Eric Blaine. He understood the eldest all for Brave New World's pretty much explaining now. No, yeah, I'd say for me, Attlee, definitely one of the greatest politicians that this country's ever had. Right, Cookland. Just some guy, Cookland. I like the 1978 follow-up to the 50s one and Kevin McCarthy cameo, then bumped off again of the remake, passing the torch, so to speak. Pierce Brosnan's Grand Medal Throne, that would be epic. Brosnan was my first Bond. My first Bond was Roger Moore in Live and Let Die. I got taken to the cinema to see it by my parents, and I were mind-blowing was Live and Let Die. It was the first time I'd ever seen James Bond. But I did recognise Roger Moore from The Persuaders because it was on TV at the time. Just some guy, the 1978 version is my favourite. Yeah, of course it is. The ending freaks you out, doesn't it, with Donald Sutherland, where he goes up to him and he just starts screaming. You know that scream and he's like that with his hand like that. Even now that freaks me out. If you want something really creepy to watch, it's all on YouTube. Check out Children of the Stones. Trust me. All 6, 7 parts, it will freak you out. Trust me, it made it in the 70s. Said it's one of the most intelligent TV series ever made. It's each episode's 25 minutes. Children of the Stones. The music alone will have you at the edge of your seat. Have a look at Songbird 2020 trailer, buddy. I wonder how they made it during lockdown. I reckon Michael Bay knew when it's all been over the past 18 months. Well, you never know. You never know. Moonraker was my first Bond. Actually, I love Moonraker. We covered that on the podcast, Moonraker. I love Moonraker. I just love that and Spy Who Loved Me, I love Jaws. By coincidence, I saw Live and Let Die yesterday. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant. I love Live and Let Die. And the music by McCartney is awesome. Wings. Laugh out loud. Just some guy. Well, it'll be like Invasion of the Beast Snatchers and Scene After the Vaccine. Well, we're living in a fucking science fiction movie now. Trust me. That's what I feel like I'm living in. You know what I mean? Looks like Huxley might have been D-Gaming. Looks like Huxley might have been an anarcho-communist of my read of his politics. Interesting. Right then, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I've done an hour and 15 minutes because I've got to get on. I've got to pop out. But I will be on. Will I be on? Yeah, I'll put an ad up for a week. I'm either going to be on next Saturday night or Sunday, but I'm out next Sunday. I'm actually out all day. So, and let me just get a couple of these in and then I'll call it a day. Right, just some. Hang on, sorry. Osborne, all Beatles music for that matter. Yes, definitely. Daniel's that topic. I remember back in 1997, I was 10 at the time and went to Jumbo Video. I got my first Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Dies, for a 10. Yeah, all back in 1997 was fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. I like Pierce Brosnan. I can't get into the new guy, Daniel. Daniel Craig. I can't get into him at all. I went to see Spectre and I was really pissed off. When I went to see Spectre, I wasn't happy with that. Jane. Matt, if you were a director of Star Trek series, what were you changing in the entire series better than series started planning right? Start playing now. I do a 6-part story set in section 31. And I'd call it To Catch a Q. And the Icosians, they got wiped out by, this is my theory, they got wiped out by the Q because they tried evolving into Q like beans, but the Q stopped it. There's this star system hidden away. Section 31 finds this planet, it's cloaked, there's machinery in there that can convert a human being into an omnipotent entity. And there's a professor called Helitrex who's an authority on Icosian technology or preserve. All could be preservers. And there'll be a captain called Walker he has a starship called the Raven, and he works Section 31, and he finds out what's going on, and he tries to stop this Helitrex from using this planet, this technology to become the Q-like being, but the guy becomes more powerful than the Q, and when he becomes Q-like, the Q turn up and he strips them of the powers and cuts them off from the continuum. But the interesting thing is when Captain Walker is there, he gets involved. Hang on, I've got to get up to David. Hang on, David, I'll be with you in a second. What happens then? This machine goes off. It's like 5 planets blow, sun goes supernova, and all energy gets sucked into this machine, and then it's like a little spark, and you become Q, and they share the power between them both, and they battle it out, and there's all big conspiracy around it. But they trap him in the Nexus, this Helitrex Q with the other Q. They all get together, trap him in Nexus, and it finishes there. I bet I've actually written it but I was thinking something along that line. That's where I'd go. But I'd like to get back to more original Star Trek, got different planets than that. Sorry, David. Hi, David. I hope you're all right, mate. Interesting. George Lazenby, who started on Majesty's Secret Service, didn't get it all with Cumberland Broccoli. No, because he was taking loads of LSD and he came right hippie, didn't he? And he wasn't suitable for thing. I watched this thing about it, which were interesting, but he's done rather well. He's made a fortune out of real estate. Still fixing the vaccines. Vaccines in at the beginning. I am like, yeah. Well, get your guns ready, guys, because the zombies could be coming. Just for the record, the state control everything is not coming. All the people who are referred to are probably going on to agree with the state has to be abolished. For that, whoever's in power, mate, is controlling the propaganda. It's whoever's at top of the game is doing it, and the game is changing all the time. Coke-load, exactly, buddy. Predictively telling us. Maybe, yeah. Hang on, what's this? D-Game Society organised in this man hopes believes will render capital responsible. VogueInView.com. David, love Mike to make a little sound festival, would be cool. Cheers, buddy. That means a lot. D-Gaming, it's been abolished, mate, for the reset into the rollout of the tracker to biometric. This right. Not going to ask where you got that from. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Peace out. You take care. I'll see you next week, bud. Stay safe. See you Wednesday, Cokeland. Daniel, you need to contact me because we've got to get this timing thing sorted out and we can get this panel. We seem to miss each other all the time. D-Game, there's a reason why many intellectuals believe in left libertarian ideologies. Right, what's this? So the next disco about Georgia, it turns out time travel committee pretty certain she has to go back in time. I got maybe because they said that the mirror universe had moved further away, didn't it? D-Game, baby brother. Okay, that's cool. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. It's now nearly 20 past. I've done an hour and 20 minutes. Jane, you stay safe, love, and I'll see you next week. I'll put an ad up earlier in the week to let you know. I think it's going to be next Saturday night. I'm going to be on, actually. I don't think I've done Saturday. Cokeland, yeah, definitely see you Wednesday, mate, and stay safe, bud. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a really good show today. I've enjoyed it, especially about the whole conspiracy thing. Hang on, Daniel, do you think Georgia will go back in time and go back to her universe at the same time? I don't know, bud. Because if she goes back to where they come from, she's going to undo everything, isn't she? So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what old Mickey Burnham comes up with. Do you know what I mean? Probably inspire everybody again. Right then, guys, live long and prosper, and I will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe.